ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna devotees. So, how many of you remember what's the name of the chapter?
Attaining the Supreme Prabhuji
Attaining
Hare
the
Krishna.
Supreme. Okay. And what's the number? Which chapter are we in?
We are in chapter 8 and we have to start from 16th verse.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. I would request devotees to please turn on their cameras if that's possible. Okay. So, what did we discuss yesterday? So, the day before yesterday. Let's do a quick recap. What were the important points that we discussed? So, we spoke about this, the Shat Chakra Yoga, right? And how many of you remember we discussed a lot about the Vedic culture, the Brahmacharya, and the purpose of the Vedic culture, the Brahmachari Ashrama. The Brahmachari Ashrama is for, helping human beings to attain Brahman realization, right? And then we spoke about Shatchakra Yoga, the example of Dhritarashtra and also Sati Devi. And we spoke about the Omkara in detail. And we spoke about how Hare Krishna Mahamantra is embedded within. Omkara is embedded within Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We don't have Om with Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but Omkara is within Hare Krishna Mahamantra because a lot of impersonalists do chant Omkar, and we are not missing out on anything by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra because it is there inside. And also, we spoke about how in Kali Yuga, this Chatchakra Yoga system is impractical, and how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended that everybody chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra to attain supreme perfection, right? And we also saw this, how we have to have undeviated devotion towards Krishna, right? And when we have such undeviated devotion towards Krishna, how Krishna becomes very easy to attain, right? And we spoke about this Dukkalaya Shashvatam, that how we contrasted the material world and the spiritual world. That material world is temporary and full of miseries, whereas the spiritual world is the opposite. It's full of happiness and it's permanent. So this is what we spoke about. And now we're continuing from here. Text number 16. Yes. Yeah. Requesting any devotees to please read this. Yeah, please go ahead, devotees.
Hi, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Abrahma bhuvanalokaha punar avartino arjuna mam upetyetu kaunteya punar janma na vidyate. Translation: From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of miseries wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So there are different types of lokas, okay, in the material world. Krishna explains at least three categories of lokas. The three categories of lokas are Deva Loka and Pitru Loka, and we have the Bhuta Loka. Deva Loka is, abode of the demigods, and we have the Pitru Loka, where the souls who have departed stay there for some time. That is the Pitru Loka. And then we have the Bhutas and Pretas. They have a separate world, and the lower planetary systems. So we have multiple different types of planetary systems, and it is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, "Yanti devavratan devan, pitrun yanti pitruvratah, bhutani yanti bhuteja, yanti mat yajinopi mam." So, depending upon whom you worship, we attain this one of these destinations. If we worship the demigods, we attain to the planet of demigods. There are multiple planets of the demigods which are given in the Shastras, right? Descriptions of multiple demigod planets are given, and we attain to that place. And if we worship the Pitru, we go to the Pitru Loka, where there is Aryama. Aryama is the head of all the Pitrus. And then when we Yanti, Bhutani Yanti Bhutejya, that is like if we worship the Bhutas, we go to the lower planetary system where all these hobgoblins and all the ghosts are there. We'll be going to that. But Gyanti Mat Gyaji Nopi Mam. But Krishna's worship is different from all of these three categories of worship. That is the worship of the ghosts, the worship of the ancestors by offering oblations, etc., and the worship of the demigods. Yanti Madhya Jinopima means, if you worship Krishna, we go to the Krishna Loka. And how is that Krishna Loka different from these lokas which I explained? Is what this loka is saying, that A Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna Mam Upetyatu Kaunteya Punarjanma Na Vidyate. So here A Brahma Bhuvanat means up to the Brahma Loka planet. Lokaha, the planetary systems. Punaha, again. Avartinaha, returning. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Mam, unto me. Upetya, arriving. Tu, but. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Punarjanma, rebirth. Na, never. Vidyate, takes place. So whenever this word tu comes, right? Tu comes, that means there is some kind of contrast. And that means that there is going to be something but. So when you're going to say but, that means you're going to say something opposite of whatever you said just now. But if you worship Krishna, if you go to, it says to one who attains to my abode, okay, different from the other abodes which I've described right now. The difference is never takes birth again. Punarjanma na vidyate. There is no more birth and death. Prabhupada, favorite words. No more birth and death. Right? No more birth and death. Prabhupada says that. So let's go through the purport quickly here. So different kinds of yogis eventually attain to devotional platform in Bhakti Yoga. And before they can go to Krishna's abode, and never return. Those who attain to the highest material planets, or the planets of the material demigods, are subjected to repeated birth and death. So please note this. This is another reason why Krishna worship is preferred over demigod worship, because when we go to the planets of the demigod, we are not immune to birth and death. The birth and death is going to continue. And then as the persons on the earth are elevated to higher planets, people on higher planets like Brahmaloka, Chandraloka, Indraloka fall down to earth. And Brahmaloka, we have Brahmaloka, Brahmaloka, Narada is from Brahmaloka. How many of you know that? Like Lord Brahma, Narada, there's so many Brahma Rishis there. And Chandraloka and Indraloka, all of them fall down. And there's a practice of sacrifice called Panchagni Vidya recommended in the Chandogya Upanishad, which enables us to go to Brahmaloka. Interesting. If you do Panchagni Vidya, you will attain to Brahmaloka. But there is one important point. It is also said that if you go to Brahmaloka, it is said that you will go to Krishna Loka if you are Krishna conscious. Okay, Brahmaloka is almost like, edge of the end of the material world. From there, it is very favorable and easy to go to Krishna Loka from there. But if you are in Krishna consciousness, again, if somebody gets a chance to go to Brahma Loka but does not cultivate Krishna consciousness, must return to the earth. Okay. And there is one interesting point that I want to say. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's said that if you are religious, if you follow dharma for 100 lifetimes, you'll go to the abode of Brahma Loka. And in Brahmaloka, if you are very religious and you're following all the principles perfectly for 100 lifetimes there in Brahmaloka, then you will go to the abode of Lord Shiva. And from the abode of Lord Shiva, if you are practicing a lot there, after many hundreds and thousands of years, you'll go to Vaikuntha. But Srimad Bhagavatam says, but if you're Krishna conscious in this lifetime, you can go directly to Krishna. So whether we want to go gradually there after hundreds and thousands of years by going through different levels, or directly if we have chance to go back to Krishna, right? So again, if somebody even on Brahma Loka does not cultivate Krishna consciousness, they must return to earth. That's what Krishna is saying. Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Jana. They may have to come back. Brahma Loka, high chances of going to the spiritual worlds, but again, they may also come back. Those who progress in Krishna consciousness on the higher planets are gradually elevated to higher and higher planets at the time of universal destination and transferred to the eternal spiritual kingdom, right? Yeah, and then Baldev Vidyabhushana says, Brahmana saha te sarva samprapte pratishanchare parasyante kritamanaha pravishanti parampradam. Now, very important. When there is devastation of the material world, Brahma and his devotees, who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness, are all transferred to spiritual universe and to specific spiritual planets according to their desires. This is a very important point. Very, very important point, because there are some verses in the Vedas which say that anybody goes to Brahma Loka will go to the spiritual world eventually. But how true is it? It depends upon their desire. Okay, it's given very clear here. Those who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in the Brahmaloka is the topmost abode. It's definitely very different from our world. It's definitely very different from Svargaloka. The consciousness is very high there. But only those who are practicing Krishna consciousness will be transferred to the spiritual universe, and the others, based on their desires, they will go to that place. Okay. Awesome. Let's go to the next verse, verse number 17. Who would like to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, please. Please go ahead.
Sahasrayuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. Translation: by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So let us go through this. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Sahasra means 1000. Yuga means millennium. Paryantam. Aha yat brahmana viduhu. Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam. Te aha ratra vidu jana. So there is a very technical calculation here. There's a lot of calculation that's going on. Let's go to this. Let me explain this to you. Okay. It's a very interesting calculation. Let me show you this. Okay. Hope you are all able to see my screen, the whiteboard. So it is said that we have, how many yugas do we have? 4. And what are they? Satya, Trita. Yeah. What else? Go ahead.
Dwapar,
Dwapara,
Kali.
Kali.
Kali. Okay. If you combine these 4, it becomes one Chaturyuga. Okay, one Chaturyuga. This is one Chaturyuga. So if you multiply this, okay, this, let's see how much time this takes first of all. Okay, this overall takes 43 lakh 20,000 years. Okay, this is 43 lakh 20,000 years. If you multiply this by 1,000, okay, that's what Krishna is saying. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. This is when Krishna says Yuga, is referring to this Yuga. Yuga is not one of these two. All the Chatur Yuga, you know, these 4 combined together. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. What is Krishna saying here? Let's see. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yad Brahmano Viduhu. Aha means day of Brahma. So if you multiply this, then this is called as one day of Brahma. Okay. This comes out to multiply this by 100, so it comes out to 430 crore years. Okay, is this correct? Yeah, 430 crore years. So 430 crore years is what it comes. 430 crore years is supposed to be coming. Okay, so when you multiply 100 times this Chatur Yuga, and then Krishna says in the next verse, Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. So same thing, it's one night of Brahma. One night of Brahma is same. It is 430. Wait a minute. 430 crore. I think I did a mistake. No?
No, Prabhu, that 2 is missing.
Yeah.
432 crores.
Yeah, 432 crores. Thank you. Yeah. Did I get the numbers right now? 432 crores. I think this is correct now.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this is one complete day of Brahma. So what do we do during the day of Brahma? What do we do during the night of Brahma is something that Krishna is going to explain now. Okay, what happens during the day of Brahma and what happens during the night of Brahma. Okay, so just see this, devotees. Let us say that so we are active during this time. Obviously we are active during this time. Okay, let's discuss this. Okay, so during this time we are active. Okay, during this time we are passive. We are not. We don't have don't have a body at this time. I mean, even if our body is there, we are passive at this time. You can't do any karma. There's nothing that happens. So let us try to estimate how many lifetimes we have to take during one day of Brahma. Let us do one thing. Let us say the best case. Generally, if it's a insect, it lives only for one day. If it's a dog, it lives for 10 years. If it's a human being, lives for 100 years. Let us imagine in the best case that we get only human birth throughout the day of Brahma. That is the best. That is not possible. Generally, that doesn't happen. But okay, even in that case, if we do that estimation, we have to divide this by 100, right? So that is the number of lifetimes. Okay, sorry, I'm making it a mathematics class now. So what is the number that we'll have? We'll count the zeros. Okay, we should not count this zero or this zero. Okay, now count the zeros. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 crore 32 lakhs.
43,200 lives.
And put
No,
4,
it is
3,
4 crore
2.
32 lakhs.
4 crore, right? Okay.
So we have to take birth and die 4 crore times if we don't take to Krishna consciousness during the day of Brahma. How many of you ready for that? Ready to take birth and die 4 crore 32,000 times during the day of Brahma? How many of you don't want to take birth? Okay. So this is a very powerful statement. Krishna is going to explain to us. Let's see that. Now let us see some more details here. Okay. So let us read this purport. Okay. Anybody wants to read the purport? Please read the purport. Okay. Yeah. Please read the purport, devotees. One of you. Yeah. Please go ahead.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, please.
The duration of the material universe is limited. It is manifested in cycles of kalpas. A kalpa is a day of Brahma, and one day of Brahma consists of 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas or ages: Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. The cycle of Satya is characterized by virtue, wisdom, and religion, there being practically no ignorance and vice, and the yuga lasts 17 lakh
Lakhs.
28,000 years. Yeah. Uh, in the Treta Yuga, vice is introduced, and this yuga lasts 12 lakh 96,000 years. In the Dwapara Yuga, there is an even greater decline in virtue and religion, vice increasing, and this yuga lasts 8 lakh 64,000 years. And finally, in Kali Yuga, the Yuga we have now been experiencing over the past 5,000 years, there is an abundance of strife, ignorance, irreligion, and vice, true virtue being practically non existent, and this Yuga lasts 4,32,000 years. In Kali Yuga, vice increases to such a point that at the termination of the Yuga, the Supreme Lord Himself appears as the Kalki Avatara, vanquishes the demons, saves his devotees, and commences another Satya Yuga. Then the process is set rolling again. These four yugas, rotating 1,000 times, comprise one day of Brahma, and the same number comprise one night. Brahma lives 100 of such years and then dies. These 100 years by earth calculation total to uh, 311 trillion and 40 billion Earth years. By these calculations, the life of Brahma seems fantastic and interminable, but from the viewpoint of eternity, it is as brief as a lightning flash. In the causal ocean, there are innumerable Brahmas rising and disappearing like bubbles in the Atlantic. Brahma and his creation are all part of the material universe and therefore they are in constant flux. Should I continue in the next para?
Yes, Mansi, please go ahead.
In the material universe, not even Brahma is free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. Brahma, however, is directly engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord in the management of this universe. Therefore, he at once attains liberation. Elevated sannyasis are promoted to Brahma's particular planet, Brahmaloka, which is the highest planet in the material universe and which survives all the heavenly planets in the upper strata of the planetary system. But in due course, Brahma and all the inhabitants of Brahmaloka are subject to death according to the law of material nature. Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Thank you.
Mansi. Thank you very much. So I said that this is one day of Brahma, no? This is one day, 24 hours of Brahma. If it sums up to 8 lakhs 64 or 864 crore years, okay? And this one day of this 120, this is like 24 hours, one full day. So how many days do you need for making it an year? Multiplied by 365. Okay, 1 year. And how many days do you need for making it into one lifetime? I mean, how much is a lifetime? For
100 years. 100 years. 100 years.
so one lifetime of Brahma is, you make the calculation, 100, yeah. So it comes
100.
out to 311 trillion 40 billion years. Okay, and yeah, let's say that this is the, let us say that this is the lifetime of Brahma. Okay, this is 0, 100 years. So do you know what is the age of Brahma right now? Which birthday is he celebrating right now? Let's wish him happy birthday.
51th, Prabhuji.
We'll put so many candles. Yeah, 50 completed. So this is the 51st year, right? So 51st year, Lord Krishna appears in this 51st year, okay, 50th year. So it's called Shveta Varaha Kalpa, Dviparartha. So it's called, actually, this is the first half and this is the second half. So he has entered into the second half now. This is called one Parartha. This is one Parartha. So he has come to the second half of it, okay. So he is here. Now tell me, if I have to put a dot on this, how is our lifetime? Like, this is 311 and 40 billion years. Our lifetime as a human being, if I have to put a, how much should I mark here? 100 years. This is not 100 years, okay? This is 311 trillion 40 billion years is what I drew here, okay? So now how should I map 100 years?
You cannot, Prabhuji.
It's not possible. It's not
In
possible.
the wink of an eye, it is over. Not even wink of an eye. It is
It's
very
not.
small.
It's just nothing. So, and then here it is said that the lifetime of Brahma is like a lightning flash. So, in the eternity of time, okay, if this is time, this is time, eternal time, okay. In this eternity of time, if lifetime of Brahma is like one dot, something like this, one dot. This is lifetime of Brahma in the eternity of time. So, how about us then? What about our life? It's impossible to even put a dot within that, right? So, do you realize that this is all we have got? Okay, 100 years is not a lot. Okay, and then in Kali Yuga, nobody lives for 100 years, first of all, and 100 years is actually nothing in the eternity of time. Okay, just imagine. I mean, having to go through this birth and death cycle so many times, right? Crores of times. We did the calculation here, right? And where was that? So many crores of times, right? Yeah, this 4 lakh, 4
32
crore,
lakh.
432 crore times, 432 lakh times, or whatever, 4.3 crore times, 4.3 crore times, right? And just imagine that's only in one day of Brahma, okay? So this is what is the big picture. So what do you think we should be doing? We should do something different and exit out of this cycle of birth and death, or we should continue what we are doing? What do you think we should do?
It's high time we overcome the ignorance, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it's time to get some knowledge and overcome this and do something different, no? Instead of doing the same thing. So I said the same thing to one devotee that, 4.3 crores times we have to be, taking life and birth. What do you want to do? Said, Prabhuji, let me go with the flow. I have done it so many times. Let me do the same thing. I don't want to do something different. So is that correct? So we should not be like that. We should not go with the flow. We have been going with the flow for a long time now.
Prabhuji.
Yes?
I mean, that is his ignorance. He is not able to understand.
No, I'm just joking. Okay, there was no devotee like that. So, yeah, it's high time that, we have to come out of this. I mean, we have been doing this from eternity. I mean, not knowing and ignoring Krishna consciousness and doing sense gratification. But, we have got such beautiful information from Krishna himself by his mercy that we can get out of the cycle of birth and death. Let's see some more technical details. Let's read this. Anybody wants to read this? अव्यक्ताद् व्यक्तः सर्व प्रभवन्ति अहरागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैव्यक्त samnyake. At the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state, and therefore when the night falls, they are all merged into the unmanifest again. Okay. So what happens is, I said that, they are manifest and unmanifest. That's what I said, active and passive. During the day, we are awake and we are doing our activities. But during the night, we sleep, right? Similarly, as long as there is day of Brahma, everybody is manifest. Okay, we have at least a body, we have some karma, either it's an animal body or human body or demigod body, we have some body. And we are actively doing something. But during the night of Brahma, we are unmanifest. Okay, we all enter into Vishnu. Let us read this, the next one. Who wants to read this?
May I read?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
भूतग्राम स इवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रोत्री आगमे वशा पार्थ प्रभवति ahar agame. Translation: again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma night, they are helplessly annihilated. You want me to read purport also?
You can read the purport also, yes.
The less intelligent who try to remain within this material world may be elevated to higher planets and then again must come down to this planet Earth. During the daytime of Brahma, they can exhibit their activities on higher and lower planets within this material world. But at the coming of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. In the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at night, they no longer have bodies but remain compact in the body of Vishnu. Then again, they are manifest at the arrival of Brahma's day, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. During the day, they become manifest, and at night, they are annihilated again. Ultimately, when Brahma's life is finished, they are all annihilated and remain unmanifested for millions and millions of years. And when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they are again manifest. In this way, they are captivated by the spell of the material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in the devotional service of the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thus they transfer themselves, even in this life, to the spiritual planet of Krishna and become eternally blissful there, not being subject to such rebirths. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes. So it's a very important verse here because there's a phrase here. Bhuta grama sa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriagama vashah partha. It should be read as avashaha. It's not vasha. When there is an apostrophe here, it should be avashaha. Okay, avashah partha. Prabhavat aharagame. Now there's a very nice phrase here. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Prabhupada refers to this a lot of times. You know, in his lectures, he loudly says, Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Bhutva bhutva praliyate means repeatedly annihilated. Bhutva bhutva means repeatedly taking birth and annihilated. Bhutva bhutva. Repeatedly taking birth, praliyate, annihilated. Repeated birth and death. And see what happens is, during the day of Brahma, right? So during the day, right, we are in the material world, and during the night we all enter into Vishnu. So which Vishnu we enter into? Anybody? Any guesses?
Garbhodaksham.
Garbhodakashaya.
Mahavishnu.
Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, not Mahavishnu. Garbhodakashaya. Mahavishnu we enter into after the end of this Brahmanda, right? When the Brahmanda is annihilated, we enter into Mahavishnu. But during this, yeah, that's right. But during the night of Brahma, all of them, so you know, Brahmanda means it's like an egg, right? That's a Brahmanda, material universe. So inside that there is water called Garbhodaka water, right? And then there is Lord Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is sleeping there, isn't it? So, and from his navel, lotus came out, and from that lotus, Lord Brahma was born, isn't it? And then that navel stalk, that lotus stalk was there, right? That stalk, all the 14 planetary systems are there within that stalk. Okay, so it's like, so Lord Vishnu's navel, and it goes like this, the stalk, and then we have the flower, lotus flower. Lord Brahma is here, that is Brahma Loka. Okay, and all the 14 planetary systems, lower planetary system, upper planetary system, everything is just here in that lotus stalk, starting from the Lord Vishnu's navel. Okay, and what happens is, at the when the day finished, okay, all the universe, okay, everybody will enter into Lord Vishnu. Is that clear?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, please.
When the day finishes, we enter into Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu.
Yes,
But at the end of 100 years of Brahma, we
enter
the
into
whole thing
Mahavishnu.
goes into Mahavishnu, no,
Correct,
Prabhuji?
correct, Mataji. That's correct.
Okay, Prabhuji.
That's
Thank
correct.
you.
That's correct. So that's how it is. So this is how it is, okay. And then there are different types of other annihilations also which happen. I'm talking about the day, at the end of the day of Brahma. But during at the end of the Kalpa also there are some different kinds of annihilations. Let's not get into that details. There's some partial annihilations also which happen during the day. Okay. Well, the
Quickly,
point
Prabhu,
is, yeah, Prabhu.
sorry, why multiply to 100? What is that 100? What does that signify?
Which one?
100. You have put 100, isn't it? At the bottom. after below 365.
100
Here,
years, 100 years of Lord Brahma.
Brahma.
One lifetime has 100 years. So
okay, one lifetime of Brahma is 100 years, right?
yeah, 360 days, yeah. But in his timeline, okay, his timeline is different from ours.
Okay. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Brahma. So this is what happens, that bhutva bhutva praliyate means again repeatedly we have to take birth and death. I mean, during the day we are all active, manifest, and during the night we are unmanifest. Again, during the day we are manifest, during the night we are unmanifest. And then just imagine 432 crore times we come into the womb of mother. That means we have 432 crore parents in one day of Brahma. So we have so many relatives, right? But we don't remember any of those parents right now. Correct? So actually there's nobody who is actually parent of anybody. Are you all understanding? So there's so many living entities here. Okay, just imagine so many living entities. And because of the karma or runadu bandha, they are just coming together. Okay, just imagine so many living entities, and just they come together like this for some time. Okay, just like on water, sometimes some sticks will come together and float together for some time. Again they get separated. Again after some time, there are other two sticks which will form, like this, families. Okay, this is families. So in the eternity of time, we have 432 crore families, right? We have 432 crore mothers and fathers. So who is our father, who is our mother? So the real father, the real mother is Krishna. Correct, no? The real father and the real mother who is actually taking care of is Krishna. That's what we have to realize, okay, in the eternity of time. Let's go to this. Yeah, so that is why, we don't want to be here. I mean, somebody said, now what is the problem, Prabhu? We are anyways going inside Vishnu, we will stay in the stomach of Vishnu. Why should we go to Krishna Loka, right? But I don't know what is the exact answer for that. Krishna is transcendental for sure, but this is not called liberation, okay? Staying in the stomach of Vishnu is not definitely called liberation, because we'll have to take birth again, okay? The real liberation is to get out of this material world, okay? This is material world. Now this is like entire, if you think that this is one material world, right? This is one. Like that there are so many. And beyond that we have something, okay? We'll talk about that now. We're coming to that. How to go to there? By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can transfer ourselves to the spiritual planet of Krishna, become eternally blissful, and don't have to subject ourselves to the rebirths. Right? Now coming to the most important verse for the day, and my favorite. Who wants to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
परस्तस्मात् भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is.
Right. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
There is a small book by Srila Prabhupada called Easy Journey to Other Planets. Did anybody read that book? Easy Journey to Other Planets. So, very nice book, small book, easy to read, okay? In that, Srila Prabhupada speaks about this, that, the scientists are trying very hard to transfer themselves from one planet to the other, but this is a very natural phenomenon. I mean, anybody who dies, generally they are already automatically transferred to different planets, right? But the point is, instead of trying to transfer ourselves within this material world from one planet to the other, we should try to go to this place. Parastasmat bhavanyot. Parastasmat bhavanyo. Vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha. Yassa sarveshu bhuteshu. Nashyatsu na vinashyati. Paraha, transcendental. Tasmat, to that. To, but. Bhava, nature. Anya, another. Avyakta, unmanifest. Avyaktat, to the unmanifest. Sanatanaha, eternal. Yes, sir. That which. Sarveshu, all. Bhuteshu, manifestation. Nashyatsu, being annihilated. No, never. Vinashyati is annihilated. So the word Sanatana is very important here. Okay, we call ourselves Sanatani, Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means eternal. This Dharma is eternal. Sanatana Dharma. It's eternally. It's not a religion that has popped up, okay, by anybody's realization. It has been there always and it will always be there. That is Sanatana, eternally. And then that Sanatana actually refers to Krishna's abode. That is the actual meaning of Sanatana. Sanatana Dharma means actually Krishna consciousness. By performing Sanatana Dharma, Krishna consciousness, we can attain to Sanatana, that is the transcendental world of Krishna. Paraha, tasmatu bhavanyo. There is something beyond this material world. What we are thinking is full and final is only a part of it. There is much more beyond that. Vyakto vyakta sanatanaha. Avyakto avyaktat. There is apostrophe here. Avyakto avyaktat sanatanaha. It is unmanifest to the unmanifest. And where nobody dies there. It is supreme and is never annihilated. The abode of Krishna or the planets of Vaikuntha, they are Sanatana. They don't undergo Pralaya. When Pralaya or annihilation happens, it's only subject to the 14 planetary systems of the world. Not that of Vaikuntha Loka. That is eternal. And when the entire world is annihilated also, that part remains as it is. Even the world is gone, that place remains. Nashyatsu na vinashyati. It will remain as it is. Right? It has the opposite quality of the material nature. Completely opposite quality of the material nature. Okay, let's see this. Okay, for example, let me explain you this. So just imagine, okay, there is sky. Okay, this is the eternal sky. Just like eternal sky. So this is Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana Dham. Okay, Sanatana is, this is spiritual sky. Okay. Chidakasha, spiritual sky. So what happened in the spiritual sky? Again, of course, in the spiritual sky, we have the spiritual worlds, which are the Vaikuntha planets. And the topmost Vaikuntha planet is Krishna Loka. Okay, we have the Vaikuntha Loka. And we have Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. Right? We'll call it Golok. Now, what happened is, there is some kind of a cloud that appeared. Just like, there's a very clear sky and suddenly there was some cloud that came. This cloud is called as the material sky. Okay. And this material sky was formed with the combination of Maya. So it's like Maya. So when Maya covered the spiritual sky, not completely, a part of it, then came the material sky. So inside this material sky is Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu, when he glanced at the Pradhana, okay, when he glanced at Pradhana, then it gave rise to the different 16 material elements, and lot of all the material worlds are manifested. All these are material worlds, material universes. So all these dots, we are in one of these dots. Okay, this, just imagine infinite. So just like so many bubbles, like Lord Mahavishnu, when he just inhales and exhales, there's all the skin pores of Lord Mahavishnu, each material world is coming. Right? And we are here in one of this material world, inside the material world, we are in the Bhuloka. Inside Bhuloka, we are in the Jambudvipa, Bharatavarsha, Bharataloka, Jambudvipa, and then we are here right now. Very inside. So that's about us. And now this is also temporary. What Parastasmat Bhavanyat means, Krishna is saying, look at this. Okay, we should be here. We should have been here. But we are here. Okay, as long as we are here, we have to take repeated birth and death. But Krishna is saying, transfer yourself from here to here. Okay, to the spiritual world. Particularly to the Goloka Vrindavana. So now, the process is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And what is the problem if we stay back here? Okay, the problem is we have to take repeated birth and death. And if we compare this Vaikuntha planets with the material worlds, what is the comparison? Anybody knows what is the proportion of material worlds to the spiritual worlds? What is the ratio? How big is this versus this?
1/4.
1/4. So that means this is 25% of the entire world, and this is constituting 75%. Okay, this is 75%. Okay, this is 75%. Spiritual world is 75%, material world is 25%. Right? So somehow we have come here. How we have come here, don't ask me. Nobody knows the answer. We came down, we fell down to the material world, and we forgot about Krishna. Okay? And we associate with Maya and completely forgot about Krishna. And as long as we don't turn to Krishna, we'll be just simply rotating within this material world like merry-go-round. So the moment we turn to Krishna, we'll come out. We'll go back to home, back to Godhead. Back to home, back to Godhead. That's what Prabhupada says, right? Back to Godhead, back to home. Right? We have to go back to home. So this is that unmanifest nature. Okay? That part remains as it is. Yes.
Prabhuji, one doubt,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
please. Yeah.
This unmanifested nature,
Yes.
does it mean pradhana, Prabhuji?
Which verse you are saying unmanifested nature?
We have just completed this verse, no?
Avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha.
In
This one?
the translation, Prabhuji has said,
Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada has said, no? Unmanifested matter.
It is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. Yes, Mataji. Unmanifested matter, I think, yeah, you're right. I think it's pradhana.
So
Pradhana is
manifested
unmanifested.
matter is
Manifested
all
what is material world.
what is this,
Material
earth
world.
and all the
This
planets,
earth,
and
whatever we are able to see.
so unmanifested matter is always there, pradhana, which consists of all the raw materials, which is
Correct.
always there.
Correct, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Avyaktoksara ityuktas tamahu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. That which Vedantists describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns, that is my supreme abode. Tadhama paramam mama. Now you know what is the meaning of Paramdham. Right? Parandham means Krishna's supreme abode. Parandham. Dham means abode. Param means topmost abode. And Parandham is supreme abode of Krishna. If we go there to that supreme destination, we don't have to come back. Right? We have to go. If we go there, we don't have to come back. Right? How many of you want to come back? Is there anybody? Please raise your hands. How many of you want to come back from there? I mean, go there. Come. Nobody wants to come back, right? So, yeah, that's Paramdham. Yeah, very nice. Avyakto Akshara. So the thing is, in the Vedas, on the Vedantis, they describe about always they're talking about unmanifest, infallible, and they say we want to reach that topmost abode, we want to attain that, we want to attain that. They don't know what they want to attain. What they want to attain is this. That's what Krishna is saying. That unmanifest nature which Vedas and Upanishads very cryptically speak about in an abstract terminology, that supreme destination is my abode. And anybody who worships me attains to that abode. Right? Nobody has to come back after going there. Right? यम प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. The same. Chapter 15 also Krishna says. Here also Krishna saying. You know what? Chapter number 8 is very important. I remember Anadi Prabhu used to say, if anybody leaves their body, we can read this chapter number 2 or chapter number 8, chapter number 12, chapter number 15. If we can read the entire 700 verses, it's great. But at least you can read chapter number 2 or chapter number 8, chapter number 12 and chapter number 15. So these are very important chapters. I mean, are you able to realize why it is so important? Because, it just brings us the context. I mean, when you look at the big picture, we will understand how important this Krishna consciousness is. Right? Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead, ask a question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dhanavad Pranam.
Prabhuji, the scenario is same. You are saying that once somebody attains the Goloka Dham, never falls back or comes back, basically. Is it the scenario same for Vaikuntha Loka as well, Prabhuji?
Yes, we're talking about Vaikuntha only. Yes, Vaikuntha, I mean, Goloka is one of the Vaikuntha Loka. Yes, it's the same.
So, Prabhuji, this Jaya Vijay, they came back to this Loka multiple times.
They came temporarily, right? They went back, no? Krishna only came to take them back, no?
Yeah, but we all are temporary here only, Prabhuji.
Correct.
From that perspective.
So, but I don't know.
I think he was part of his Leela and they would like to be associated with Krishna is why they come here temporarily.
See,
Is
it's
my
like,
understanding.
yes, Mataji, yes. You're nearby. I'll tell you the thing is, Krishna wants to come. It's not, he wanted to come to the material world, first of all. And because he wanted to come, he sends his devotees, confidential devotees first. And then the devotees are so great, they're selfless, right? They don't want anything. So they're even ready to go to Naraka also. They're ready to go to hell also for Krishna. I mean, they don't mind coming back to the material world. If Krishna does not come to the material world, and his pure devotees don't come to the material world, the gurus, the Nitya Siddhas, then what will happen to all of us? We will never be able to go back to Godhead, right? We need somebody to
remember
show us.
some vague thing that my father had told. It's not vague. I think I remember that Jaya Vijaya, they preferred to be born as enemy because Krishna said you'll be taking 3 births as enemy or 7 births as my friend. They prefer to be enemies so that they can come back to him soon. I had heard some story as such.
Right, Mataji. You're right. So they had 2 options, 3 births as enemies or 7 births as devotees. They said 3 births as enemies because we cannot leave Vaikuntha. We want to come back to Vaikuntha. Right? And this is a very interesting question. Once Prabhupada was asked, anybody goes to Vaikuntha will never fall down? Is it the case? Then Prabhupada said, that is generally they will not fall down unless they want to fall down. Now what does that mean? No, everybody has a free will, right? Even after going to Vaikuntha Loka, generally nobody falls down. But after going there, if you feel that no, I should go to the material world, then we will fall down. That's what it basically means. He will never fall down means generally won't fall down. But if Jaya Vijaya acted in certain way, right? I mean, at least apparently, they acted in an envious way towards the sadhus who came to visit Vaikuntha. If we act like that, we may have to fall down. So we should be careful about that.
And this can happen in Golok Dham as well, Prabhuji?
It can happen anywhere. Yes, it can happen.
Okay.
It can happen. It's again ultimately our nature. We have to correct our nature, right? So it can happen there. Generally, nobody falls down. But if we act enviously, we'll be sent on. So it is like this, right? Generally, nobody would be sent out of a kingdom. Correct? But if we act in a way that we deserve punishment, then the king will, send him out of the kingdom.
Yeah, we face punishment.
Exile.
Exile.
That's an exception, right? Generally, what? No, it doesn't happen. So we should not be in such an exceptionally bad. If we are exceptionally bad, we'll be exiled. The fact is, a lot of acharyas say that we have been exiled from Vaikuntha, our abode, our home, because we fell down. Somehow we fell down here. Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And I think what you were saying earlier, what Prabhupada also used to say, and what typically we devotees, they feel that whether we are in Narkloka or Swargloka or Vaikuntha Loka, we should be always, remembering Krishna. Doesn't not matter whether we are in this lok or upper lok, then it does not make any difference.
I
Right.
mean, even in materialistic world, correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhuji, even in a corporate, you follow certain rules and regulation. You're a CEO, you're there. If you're not, you're dropped. You have to leave that place and
Yeah, they'll fire
put
you.
down or resign or whatever.
Correct. Generally, they don't deport you from a country, but if we act against the principles of the country or the rules of the country, then we'll have to be forced to be deported if we don't follow the rules. Correct? So that's
Prabhuji,
yes, please.
even if you are on the right and they are on the wrong, you have to get out.
Where?
If in an
You're
institute,
saying in an institute. Yes.
even if you are on the right and the management is on the wrong,
Correct.
you only have to get out.
Correct. That's true.
Yeah, that is the saddest part of the material world.
Yes, that's the material world. That's the material world. There is an exchange of something. I'm getting a salary. I'm getting something from them.
Material world is unfair and Goloka will be fair.
It's absolutely fair. Yes, it's purely
And-
fair because
and-
Krishna is personally there, right? So
Prabhuji, it's maybe because of our previous life karma, we face those consequences.
of
That
what?
even
Consequence of what?
what Mataji is saying, like if you are in corporate and
Okay,
management is on
that.
the wrong side, and we are at the right side, and still we are fired. So it could be because of previous karmas.
Yes, Prabhu, possibly. Yes, that's what karma is the answer for everything. Let's finish with this last verse. Very nice. Anybody wants to read this?
One. What is unmanifest means here? What is the reference of unmanifest that is mentioned
Where, Prabhu?
here in this verse 21 translation? The Vedanta is described as unmanifest and infallible. That is which is known as supreme destination.
Yes, Prabhu. So what happens is the Vedanta is.
What?
I tell you. Unmanifest means manifest means what? Something which is created.
Yeah.
For example, the building which you are staying right now, it is manifested from the cement and from the bricks and all of that, right? The city where you are staying is also manifested. It's not that it was always there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Vaikuntha did not manifest, was not manufactured, it's not created, it is always there. And it never goes also. It is never destroyed, it is never created. It is always there. That's what it is. That is the actual meaning of unmanifest.
Prabhuji, is it like temporary versus eternal?
Yeah, it's temporary versus eternal. It's the eternity. It's eternal. Sanatanaha. It's Sanatanaha. Whereas temporary is, you create building, you construct a building, you destroy it. Construct a building, you destroy it. But then, Sanatana, it's always there. Right? Clear, Prabhuji? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I understood that.
Fine.
Like material world is like created and then annihilated.
Right.
So,
Correct.
okay.
That's right. The material worlds get created and annihilated. If you see the picture here, this is subject to creation and annihilation. Okay, the cycle of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. So you're creating just like buildings, right? You're constructing a building and then you're maintaining it for some time and then you're destroying and constructing a new building. But that kind of stuff, that is not here, okay? This is unmanifest and it is not manifested, it's always there.
In other words, it is what you're saying is eternal and never created.
Yes, eternal and never created, Sanatana, that's right. And then Golok Brindavan, particularly Krishna is talking about. Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. There's a nice verse here which says, there's a nice verse in Brahma Samhita. Says Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshya Sahasra Shatasambrama Sevyamanam. Right? Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha. And it is made up of Chintamani stones, and Lord is there with his flute, Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham, which is given in the Brahma Samhita, etc. Right? And one interesting thing is the replica of that Golok Dham is present in our material world also. If you want to go see what is a Golok Vrindavan, please go to the Bhaumya Vrindavana, which is there in the nearby Delhi, inside Uttar Pradesh. It is a replica of the supreme abode Golok Vrindavan. Can you believe it? Right? It's in the district of Mathura, 168 square miles. It is said that the Bhaumya Vrindavana is better than Vaikunta. That means, see this Golok Vrindavana manifested itself within one of the, just imagine, okay, this Golok Vrindavan manifested itself as Vrindavan, as Vrindavan. So next time when you go to Vrindavan, please remember this, that you are going to a very different city. It's not a material world at all. Okay, that we may not be able to see it, but the pure devotees, they can see Krishna's Nitya Leela there. Okay, the pure devotees, they see it. Okay, let's go to the next verse and conclude. Purusha Saparah Partha Bhaktya Labhyastvananyaya Yasyantastani Bhutani Yena Sarvamidam Tatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within him. Right? So beautiful. So it says, first of all, let it become very clear, okay? There's a question also. Why do you consider Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead? For those of you who are not 100% convinced, please read Bhagavad Gita. This verse, Purusha Sa Para Partha. Krishna is saying very clearly, Supreme Lord, who is greater than all. He's saying, he's declaring himself to be the greatest of all. He's the greatest of all. Purusha Sa Para Partha. And he is very easily available. Bhaktya Labhyastu Ananyaya. He is available. Is he available by mixed devotional service? No. Ananya Bhakti. Unalloyed. The word unalloyed was coined by Srila Prabhupada. Actually, unalloyed is a chemical word. There is an alloy. If it is pure, you call it unalloyed. But if you mix it with some metals, it becomes alloy. Right? If you mix some metals, it becomes alloy, like steel. Steel is a mixture of some different elements. It's not purely something. That is not what we want. Ananyaya bhaktya labhyastu tu. I said, but when there is something tu, there is something very important. Okay? But Krishna is a Supreme Lord, but he is available easily by Ananya Bhakti, undeviated, without any deviation. Yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. And everybody is present within him. And he is present in everybody. This is a very deep philosophy. We'll discuss that in 9th chapter. But in simple words, when Yashoda said, open your mouth and show me, and what did Krishna show? What did Yashoda see when he opened his mouth? When he was eating mud, Yashoda said, are you eating mud? He said, no, I'm not eating mud. I don't lie. Please open your mouth. Do you know why Krishna was eating the mud? Why was Krishna eating mud?
Because Prabhuji, he can show the Brahmanda, the entire.
Yeah, he can show the Brahmanda. That's right. What else? And what mud is that? What mud was he eating?
Matter. Is it matter?
That's right. But what mud? Which place mud was he eating?
Gokula.
Gokul Dham.
Gokul Dham.
Gokul.
He was eating Gokul
Gokul
Dham's
Dham.
mud. He was eating Vrindavan's mud. Right? So that is such a pure place. Right? When we go to a great, very pure place, we take a little bit of mud and eat it, isn't it? Like that. It's so pure that, Krishna is himself. He's the Supreme Personality of God. He's taking a little bit mud and eating it. You see? It's so pure. That is the Vrindavan, Bhaumya Vrindavan. Okay. Yeah. So Krishna, when he opened his mouth, Yashoda saw something. What did she see? She saw the entire universe within him, right? She saw everybody within him. So we have to understand that we are all within Krishna. Okay. We are all within Krishna means, this entire, this Sanatana sky, the spiritual sky is an expansion of Krishna, is Brahman. Okay, that is expansion of Krishna. There's a light coming from Krishna. So Brahman is also Krishna. So we are within Krishna here, the spiritual sky. Material world is within spiritual sky. And he is within us. He enters inside our heart as a Paramatma. He is present in our heart as Paramatma. So he is within us and he is outside also. That is why we say Bahir Narsimha, Hrudaye Narsimha. He is outside also, he is inside also. We are within him. Okay, that's why we call him Jagan Nivasa. Jagan Nivasa. He is the abode of the entire material world. Okay. Okay, we'll discuss about it more in 9th chapter. I think we'll stop here. Devotees, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining today.
Excuse me, Prabhu. Sorry to
No
interrupt.
problem.
You are saying that material sky that you have told is a subset of the entire universe. Is it? I
Yes.
mean, of the spiritual sky.
Yes, Prabhu.
And just putting it in the other way.
Yes,
Subset.
yes. It's a subset. Material world is a subset.
Subset.
The spiritual sky, when mixed with Maya, when covered by Maya, that is a cloud. When the sky is actually pure, okay, nothing happens to the sky. Even if there is going to be a cloud, it will be there for temporarily and it will go. The spiritual sky, the sky is not affected by a cloud. Sky is always sky. But temporarily, it will hide our vision. Similarly, when Maya temporarily takes shape, okay, in the spiritual sky, that becomes a material world. That becomes the beginning of the material world. Okay? We are in that place right now. All right. Hare Krishna devotees. Dhanavad Pranam.